about your class or like where you get all of your notes and stuff from. um,
Cliff notes. It's
but
fine.
no, yeah, that believe me, I'm sure a question or two will come up about that, and we could talk about that a little bit further. But what's going on, everybody? Welcome to JBuck Studios. You know, we're trying to do these weekly Q&As with myself, and a few guests. I think bringing some guests on and not listening to me talk about waffles for 40 minutes is probably going to be the best bet this week. So I'm lucky that two people were able to, get to the call, 3 hours before we went live. So thank you, you guys. Quick introductions, do your thing, and then we can get questions while they're piling up and whatnot.
Oh, ladies first.
I'm Alyssa from Mainly Movies. I have a YouTube channel too.
Hi, everyone. I'm Christian from Film Optics. We have a podcast. Sometimes we post our stuff on YouTube, and sometimes we don't. This is very taxing doing both. So
you're very good at staying consistent and whatnot. But sure. I'm curious, before all these questions pile up, what if you guys, we're film people. We love going to the movie theaters. That doesn't exist right now. Or actually, have you guys gone to drive-in movies lately?
Nope.
I have not. No? We've got one nearby.
Yeah.
Actually, it reopened like 2 years ago. I guess it was closed. I mean, I wasn't in this area at the time, but I guess this had been closed for decades. And so it reopened a few years ago, but they haven't, I don't know. They've been playing stuff that I already own on Blu-ray, and it's just, I don't know. I just haven't gone yet.
Yeah, like older stuff. Yeah, that's the thing is I was really craving, I don't know why, I was really craving the movie theater the other day. And I went to the drive-in movie theater website, which they finally updated because they usually open up, I think, Memorial Day. That didn't happen. But this week they are playing it's a double feature, Back to the Future and Jurassic Park.
That's a good one.
I know. I'm like, do I go there? Do I go treat myself one night? Go get some fast food spaghetti or something to eat it in the car? Who knows?
Spaghetti.
Yeah, I don't know about that. What, Fazoli's or something? I don't know. Fast food and Italian doesn't feel like it should mix. First up, though, this one came in actually before the fact, is William Nash. Thank you so much for the super chat, but will you be reviewing the Go-Go's documentary on Showtime? Either of you two? No.
I didn't even know there was a documentary.
No, and see, I had no clue either, but they always bring up this joke because I always put the Vacation Go-Go song on all my Snapchats or my Instagram stories and stuff. I had no idea what the hell this was until I looked it up 5 minutes before we got live. And I think I might just do it so then people, can figure out more about vacation. I don't know, the Go-Go's vacation, something like that. Tyler's in the chat, but I sent him a link. I don't know what's going on.
He said knock, knock.
Maybe I need to send it to him over on Facebook. Tyler, check your Twitter messages, man. Okay, let's see here. No, William, thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate it, my man. I don't know if this one might be tough. X-Men rankings? That's a lot of movies, isn't it?
I thought I had mine on Letterboxd, but I could be wrong.
I was going to say, I'm going to look at mine.
Yeah, if you guys can pull them up quick, because I'm just thinking if we were to rank the just the newest ones of what Days of Future Past, First Class.
I would say, well, I know for overall, the worst for me, and I know a lot of people don't like Dark Phoenix, but I don't think it's the worst one. I actually think X-Men Apocalypse, not counting X-Men Origins Wolverine or whatever, I think X-Men Apocalypse is by far the worst of them all. But yeah.
That one is that one's definitely a rough one. I haven't watched that one in a long, I think I went to it on my birthday maybe, or sometime around then. Yeah, that was a rough one.
It really was. I thought I had a ranking. I guess that was my Spider-Man ranking I was thinking of. I don't know.
Alyssa, do you have yours up yet?
Yeah, I think Days of Future Past is probably my top. I don't know. So for me, the X-Men movies, I've seen the first 3 a ton of times, and then the others I've only seen a handful of times, and some of them only once. X-Men Apocalypse I've only seen the one time. The Wolverine I've only seen once. And actually, I'd probably say the Wolverine, not. So this is an unpopular opinion here. The Wolverine, not Wolverine Origins, or X-Men Origins Wolverine. I sort of liked that one. I was in the, I saw that one in the theater, and I don't know. I think there's some sort of nostalgia there that makes me kind of like that one. And the Wolverine, I've only seen the one time, and for some reason, I didn't really like that one. So
Okay,
have them
first
reversed.
off, I don't like how he's trying to scare the bejesus out of me with this mask and knife. I don't like this at all.
Wait, hold on.
is-
Perfect.
Guys, is this a promo for Happy Death Day 3?
That movie's never happening.
It's not gonna come. No. Is the Wolverine the one where he goes over to Japan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
man, yeah, that CGI at the end is rough.
You mean when
I got my whole movie
the
collection right behind
the guy in the mech like sucks Wolverine dry?
Yep. Yep. And it's just like, I mean, then again, like thinking about Endgame, was it Endgame or Infinity War with Bruce Banner in the mech? Because that looked pretty rough too.
That was Infinity War.
That was
Infinity War, yeah.
War, yeah.
That really bad CGI Mark Ruffalo and the Hulkbuster.
Mm-hmm.
They literally came out of nowhere. I was like, okay.
He's like, yeah. All right, let's go. Let's see questions here. Well, Crunchy, who asked about. Oh, actually, Tyler, what's your X-Men ranking? Do you have that handy?
I do, but then I'd have to leave and come back. 'Cause it's in my list. But just thinking off the top of my head, Logan probably my favorite. Then I'm just spitballing because I'm trying to remember it.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Logan's up there. First Class, Days of Future Past, X2, X-Men, the Wolverine, then probably Dark Phoenix, then Last Stand, Apocalypse, and Origins Wolverine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I completely forgot.
That's a
Last
solid
Stand
list.
is just very Okay, I was trying to think about this the other day, and I'd have to go rewatch it. But in the Last Stand, they have plastic guns, but doesn't at some point Magneto use his powers on all the guns?
It's are you talking about how he gets out?
Yeah.
It's because like Mystique rushes that dude in the bathroom and like injects the guard with a bunch of metal.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then
that's
like
right.
it produces like so much iron in his blood that Magneto can rip all the iron out of his blood, and he makes all the BBs to blast out of the cell, and then he uses one to float on top of so he can float across to get out of prison.
Okay,
That's
thank
what it
you.
was.
I knew one of
It's
you.
based on a true story, but
Yes, based. It something like that actually happened. I'm glad they
It's
stuck
sad,
to the
that,
source
it's sad that I
material.
remember that still because I have not seen that movie in so long.
Oh god, yeah, I'm glad you did. That seemed like it was pretty in the weeds about that. All right, Gavin to go has a question. What was the last movie you've seen in theaters? Which I'm assuming we all have some fun ones that we saw. He's saying his was Onward, and I'm glad that it wasn't Bloodshot.
No love for Bloodshot.
What'd you guys end up seeing?
Bloodshot.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, Bloodshot.
Yeah, I saw Bloodshot was my last one, and second to last was The Hunt. I saw them on back-to-back days.
Mine
Yeah,
was The Hunt.
Mine was the opposite. Yeah, Bloodshot, then The Hunt.
I was gonna go see I Still Believe, but the theater shut down before I got there.
They did
I
not
know
believe.
Tyler was heartbroken about that one.
I still have not actually watched it because I don't want to pay. I don't want to rent it yet.
I wouldn't want to rent it either. It's
Mhm.
okay.
I mean, I do want to see it, but like I'm just waiting for it to just show up on TV or something.
Yeah.
Christian, which one did you end up seeing?
I'm with Gavin. My last movie I saw in theater was Onward, thankfully.
Well,
Yeah. So I think wasn't A Quiet Place Part 2 supposed to come out like the weekend after, or like
yes,
2 weeks?
I was literally going to see it. Well, the theater shut down on a Saturday, and I saw The Hunt Friday. They shut the theaters down Saturday, and I was going to see A Quiet Place Part 2 at a screening on Monday. So,
Uh-huh.
It
And
was
then
just
we
a
were
very
Tyler. We were supposed to go with Dwayne
that's-
and Larry in Boston, and then
and Ryan,
that
yeah.
trip. Yeah.
Was that Ace? Was it Ace Comic Con that you guys were going to?
Yeah, the Boston one. Yeah.
When was that? Like that next weekend?
Yes.
Yep.
Tyler.
They canceled it like literally a week before it was supposed to happen. So within like a 7-day span, I had to like cancel my flights, my hotel, and then I had to like eventually get all my money back from the convention itself.
Which took forever.
Well, it did for some of us anyway.
Yikes!
Larry didn't.
Yeah.
Shout out
You
to
know what?
Larry.
I'm curious. What? This might be a bad question because it's gonna be sad. But what big plans did you have in 2020 that unfortunately fell through because of everything that's happening right now?
Well, I would be at San Diego Comic-Con right now. That's
true.
I would say that's the biggest one because I was gonna go, but yeah, I mean, there's a couple other ones, but like I would say that's the biggest one is that there was no San Diego Comic-Con this year. That and Ace Comic-Con Boston because it like canceled it a week before we were gonna go.
Yeah.
What about you two, Christian or Alyssa?
I had a few weddings I was supposed to go to, like 3 of them, from my fraternity, but yeah, they all got pushed back. So those were like my big plans. Other
They didn't decide to do any of those like drive-through weddings or whatever that people
A drive-through wedding?
No, they were sensible and they pushed it back. I mean, I'm pretty sure 2 of them actually got married, but they're going to have like a celebration afterwards for everyone because obviously they want to tie the knot.
I'm just curious because like wouldn't that just be awful to have to reschedule that? Because like caterers, venues,
everything.
No thank you.
Probably
your
one of
wedding
the biggest
is always
headaches.
known as your wedding during the pandemic.
Yeah. Alyssa, was yours essentially just Ace Comic-Con or do you have other ones?
That was I mean, I had some concerts I was going to go to as well.
Same.
I had two concerts I was going to go to at Fenway Park, actually, also in Boston. Apparently, it was a Boston-centric year for me.
Geez,
and Sox games. I was going to be going to some Sox games. So it was going to be a very Boston summer for me. But
You're a Bostonian year for sure.
Yeah, but
yeah, concerts are a big one.
Yeah, I got one concert in though. Like literally the day before Maine shut down, they played. I saw Against Me, and
Nice.
everybody's kind of like, we don't know who that is, but anyway.
I know who Against Me.
Okay.
So at least I do.
I have no clue.
They're a rock band.
Okay, there we go.
I just like the name sounds familiar.
That's all you had to say.
That's why I just left it. It's a rock band. That's the only.
Okay. Someone's saying here, but what about Deadpool? Are we lumping that into an X-Men movie? I mean, it does have.
I mean, technically, yes. I guess I would probably include that in there. I mean, I would probably put the first Deadpool in like the upper echelon, and then Deadpool 2 kind of in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And then New Mutants to be decided, I guess.
You know what?
At some point.
I want to ask. Yeah, I haven't watched it. But did you guys watch?
I don't think anyone watched it.
No. The opening like the opening 2 minutes of it or whatever.
Oh, I haven't watched that yet either.
I saw it.
I liked it.
Yeah, like I mean, it definitely set like the mood for what was going to happen.
Well, I mean, it's only 2 minutes, so I mean, it's not like you can fight for 2 minutes, you know.
True.
Well, that's twice. That's 2 episodes of Quibi.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of Quibi, I saw that they're putting out some new content. I've seen their commercials for that Kevin Hart show.
I don't even care about
Die Hard. It looks like some action show that he stars in. It has John Travolta in it.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
That, and they're doing a Fugitive. They're doing a new Fugitive on Quibi that stars Kiefer Sutherland.
Jeez, Quibi's coming through with all this content right now, huh?
And no one's gonna watch it.
I was gonna say, okay, have you guys dabbled in Quibi, or do you know anyone that has?
No.
No.
I have.
I mean, there's one guy, another YouTuber, right? Justin watches movies.
Yep.
I think he was doing some reviews of Quibi whatever's. I don't know,
Quibi,
clips.
Quibi
I don't know what
clips.
they are.
Welcome to Quibi
The
Quips.
show itself is a clip.
Quit.
I watched one episode because they put up the first episode of their new Most Dangerous Game show, the show version that has the Hemsworth brother and Christoph Waltz. I watched the first episode of it because they have it free on their YouTube, and they have it in both versions where you can watch it like a normal episode, and then you also have it for like your phone, so it's like super like zoomed in. Yeah, like because why would someone watch anything like that? You know.
That's why, like, if they make it so you can actually watch it on your TV, you have to put, like, a turntable on your TV. So then there's certain sections that you have to just turn your TV vertical, and then you can watch it that way. Yeah.
In nice swivel mount for your TV.
Oh, God, that'd be awful. All right, Gavin's got another question here. Gavin to go ask, what is the best movie of 2020 so far? So I'm assuming that there's only like 2 movies that we've actually only seen because there hasn't been any. But like, what movies have really stood out for you guys? Christian, Alyssa.
I was gonna let them go. I was gonna let everyone go first. That's why I didn't say anything.
Oh, you're fine. And for your Quibi question, really quick, we did like a review of Quibi, like just like an overall. Like we watched some shows. It's not very good. It's not worth anyone's time. It's very bad.
Well, I'm curious before we get back into this question. Do they do anything creative where you're turning it, where you're watching like this and then this? Like, does it add anything to it?
Stuff?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I just watched it, landscape mode. I mean, you can watch it portrait mode on your phone. Like Tyler said, it kind of just zooms in.
It's ugly.
A lot of, yeah. It's weird. I like the transition is nice. Like it's a quick little snap, but I mean, some of the shows just didn't really land at all. I watched like 8 or 9 episodes of Punk'd with Chance the Rapper, and I kind of
and it only took you like an hour to watch like the whole season of
Chrissy's Court,
the show. I watched the whole season of the show on Quibi in an hour.
Yeah, Punk'd is very played out because it's like I feel like it's very hard to prank someone. Like it had to be like a really good prank. I think they did one with Sabrina Carpenter that was actually really good. It was about like mice infestation in her house, but her reaction was like raw and like it was pretty good, but that's about it.
Nothing will ever top the original Punk'd from the MTV days.
True. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Punk'd is now YouTube.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
it's YouTube content.
Literally,
It's
Quibi
just
is like the
great,
rich
bro.
person's YouTube. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But 2020 best movies, like if I had to like think of like the best movies I've seen this year, I mean, it's kind of hard. Like you said, there's not like too many options as far as like the upper echelon, but like I'm thinking like The Lodge, Invisible Man, Palm Springs, The Five Bloods, Saint Maud, one of those.
Spoiler, you've seen Saint Maud?
Hey, a lot of people have actually seen it. We're just not allowed to say anything else.
Yeah.
So those are mine, I guess, in particular order.
For me, I'd say Palm Springs, probably my top one. Invisible Man was another good one. I liked Birds of Prey. That one was pretty decent.
It's up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, to be honest, I wasn't super impressed with many of the things we got in the first 3 months, and then streaming or VOD since. So.
Yeah. I mean, if you're that's the funny thing is, if you look back at the stuff that we actually got in the movie theater this year, it's very like
Bloodshot.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's kind of like stuff that just it was ramping. Like the next week, like you said, Quiet Place 2 was coming out. That's when everything was supposed to kick off because we got that Grudge, we got The Turning, we got
The Island, man.
The Island. Oh my! Or no. Wait, was it no? Was it
Fantasy Island?
There we go. I was like
The Island.
I didn't even
Island?
Oh my God. Christian, what about you?
So for me so far, I would say Palm Springs, King of Staten Island, The Gentleman for sure. I'm just looking
That's
through
up
my
there as well.
Yeah, The Five Bloods was very, very good as well, even though they didn't get like a theatrical release. But yeah, I also enjoyed Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. It didn't like come out on theaters or anything. It's just straight to Blu-ray, but I really enjoyed that one. If you're into
Yeah, I like a
DC.
lot of the DC animated films.
Yeah, same. It's really good.
I'm definitely not big or keen with the animated from DC and whatnot, but everyone says that they're so good. So
There's like
really
a
are.
Superman one that's supposed to be coming out soon, and it looks terrible. The art
Yeah,
style.
Superman Man of Tomorrow. Yeah, I'm
Look,
not
the
a
art
fan of
style
that.
looks horrendous.
Yeah. I don't know what
It
they're
looks
going for.
It looks like they just told the studio, we're just gonna hack your budget, and you just have to make do and make the Superman
Here.
this Superman movie with half the budget. So sorry, animators, you just gotta.
Here's some colored pencils. Please make it work.
I need to show that to you because it really is like so bad.
It's like clip art.
Oh God.
I wouldn't say
For
clip art.
myself, you guys have kind of touched on the main things that have really come out this year, but there's one that I really enjoyed because it was so off the wall and weird. Have any of you guys seen Butt Boy?
No,
What?
I saw ads for it, but I never watched it.
So,
like,
okay.
I can't watch something called Butt Boy.
I know, and that's the thing is I remember the trailer came out and I laughed and laughed and I put it in my calendar, watch Butt Boy, and then like my notification didn't go off. Watched it like 2 days after when it came on VOD. They take this concept of something ridiculous with a butt and things going in it, but they steer into like a very serious like police noir film, and it's this cat and mouse. Like honestly, it's one of my favorite movies this year, probably in my top 5. Like it's
That's wild.
insane. Yeah.
I was not expecting you to ask
Yeah,
that
Butt Boy,
question.
man. Butt Boy. And then aside from that, I would say Palm Springs.
Yeah.
2020, Butt Boy.
Yeah. Oh, Butt Boy.
Oscar contender.
Yeah. You know what? It's going to be, for Best Picture, it's going to be Sonic and Butt Boy. There we go.
Sonic 2 got
Yeah,
announced. I'm very excited.
Are you guys
Imagine
excited to
Butt Boy.
see that?
I'm excited.
Yeah, I think so because I like the first Sonic enough, and I think where they left off the end of the first movie that there's enough built up, especially because with the inclusion of Tails and Dr. Robotnik is actually going to look like Dr. Robotnik. So I think there's like enough skeleton of like something really cool into the next film, as long as it's not like super human centric again.
I hope not.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you. All right. Okay. Garlic has to ask, what are your thoughts on Ghostbusters 2021, which would have been a movie we've probably already seen by now?
Are you talking about Afterlife?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Afterlife.
With I forgot the guy's
Paul
name.
Rudd.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd, the Wolfman, that's in every
Wolfman.
young adult movie. What's his name? Finn Wolfhard. Yeah.
Finn Wolf,
Are you
yeah.
guys looking forward to that one?
I was. I mean, to a degree. I wasn't like super hyped. Like it was going to be it wasn't like one of my most anticipated or anything. But it looked fun enough. I mean, it looked like they were actually trying this time, as opposed to with the 2016 Ghostbusters, where it looked like they kind of just like stomped all over the legacy of the Ghostbusters. This one at least seems like they're going to be paying respects to the originals and trying to kind of like Force Awakens the Ghostbusters franchise.
Force Awakens the Ghostbusters. Well, yeah, this
That's
one's
literally
actually
what it feels
connected.
like.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like you said, that trailer, if you put the two next to each other and play the same like audio from one or the other, it lines up.
Yeah, I just always use that term when it comes to a lot of these franchises that have tried to come back, and it's one of those things where it's like the passing of the torch, where it's like they've done it with like Terminator. Well, they've tried a lot of things with Terminator, but the last Terminator film is very much like in the same kind of vein as The Force Awakens, where they bring back the original cast, you get the new cast, and then you have the old cast kind of pass the baton to the new cast. So that's what it feels. That's what it felt like with Ghostbusters Afterlife, because they're passing it on because it's Harold Ramis's kid and all that stuff.
That's directing it or whatever.
He can't come back, so they have to bring everybody else back and have it kind of pass the torch that way with the new characters, and Bill Murray and all them are going to be in it. So that's why I equate it to like Force Awakening movies, because it's like a very very proven concept now that everyone tries to emulate. Jurassic World too. Jurassic World does it as well. Thinking of other movies that have done it in recent years.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Let's see here. I'm gonna go through. Any more thoughts on that last whatever the hell we were just talking about,
Ghostbusters
Ghostbusters
No,
2021.
I mean, I'm pretty much in the same camp as Tyler. It's not
Yeah,
one that I
Tyler,
anticipated, but he pretty much
Well,
hit the nail
I'm
on
glad I
head.
covered the bases.
Yeah.
We all agree with my opinion.
You nailed it. You nailed it. Good job, sir. Gavin has to say, yeah, Palm Springs is his favorite so far. The Old Guard and Sonic are probably tied for second. Did you guys?
Really?
Did you all check out the Old Guard?
I haven't
Yeah, I
yet.
did.
I
thought
want
it
to
was
see it
fine.
though.
I thought it was fine. I thought the story was kind of boring, but like the performances were good and the action was pretty good. Like it's actually a comic book film. I had never read the comic book, but it sounded like it sounds like a really interesting concept. It's just the story was kind of weak. But like I had a fun time watching it though. It was really violent. Like
Yeah. I guess I was a little surprised. Plus, again, I had this conversation off air with someone. Netflix's numbers don't make any sense. Where it's apparently a week after it came out, it was already in its top 10 most streamed ever on the platform.
72 million people apparently.
Yeah, which I'm like,
That's a lot of people.
I think can we all agree that Netflix is just making stuff up now?
Well, they have
Every time somebody pauses and then restarts or like you know plays again, that counts
Like,
as
how
a new
long do you
stream.
actually
Like,
have to watch a movie in order for it to count?
So
as a view?
so this is what happened.
they probably use the YouTube strategy. What is it like 1-2 seconds for it to count?
Well, YouTube is like a handful of seconds or 30 seconds maybe. But we looked into this, and there's no actual. I don't think it's written in there because they're a publicly traded company, so they have to disclose that information. And I think it used to be 4 years ago, you had to watch at least 70% of the movie or show for it to count as a watch. Which if you're watching a movie, that's over an hour. Now it is 2 minutes. 2 minutes of anything counts as a watch.
That's not very fair.
And imagine with autoplay and all of that stuff.
That's like credits. Like you're not even out of the credits out of most movies.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah, whatever. Netflix, you do you, man.
That means that if, with that logic, that means that I watched the New Mutants because I watched the first 2 minutes.
That means you could then review the whole movie.
That's what I mean. I've watched more than 2 minutes of the New Mutants then.
Tyler
So you can
Calvert,
review it,
1 minute
yeah.
movie review.
Throw that out there. Jacob
Watch out for my New
Anders.
Mutants.
Yeah, check it out, people. Exclusive. Jacob Anders is saying that Archive was an awesome movie. Have you guys seen this one? Heard of this one?
Never heard of it.
No, actually.
He keeps pitching me on it every week in like live streams and stuff, and I keep telling him I'm gonna check it out, but I haven't.
What
so I'm
is
gonna
it? Is it on like? Was it like VOD? Like
I'm assuming
Netflix?
it's VOD.
Like Hulu, Shudder,
2020.
Quibi. Is it on Quibi?
Is it on Quibi? It's looking like it's a VOD movie. It is a sci-fi fantasy
Peacock.
type film.
No, it's got the guy from Divergent. Theo
That's not
Theo
ringing any
James.
bells.
Theo James. You would recognize him if you saw him. He was popular at one point in time. Him and Jai Courtney.
What?
He was in Divergent too.
Oh my
both
God.
of them were
Okay.
both of them were both like at one point in time like the go-to hot stars, and then they failed.
Well, I mean, you guys all know that it was like the early late 200s or 2000s, early 2010s, where they were trying to do all that YA stuff, Hunger Games, Divergent, Detergent, whatever kind of urgent. Did they ever finish that? Because they were supposed to finish it on TV.
For Divergent?
Yeah, I think they had
never
one
finished.
movie that they still had to do, right?
They never finished it because the actors refused to come back because they were like above being on a TV show, and then like most of them have fallen into obscurity now. So who cares?
Yikes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They probably
Some
do
of
it
that stuff,
now.
yeah, cool world, cool lore, but they just, I don't know, didn't keep it in the oven long enough, I guess.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe they'll do it one day.
Yeah, well, that's what they left it open-ended. That's why they're gonna come back with 8 movies. All right, okay, Garlic has. What movies were you supposed to see? All of them. What movies were you supposed to see
I
in
guess.
2020?
All of
Because
them.
of Corona, all of them.
Well, I mean, as far as definitive, I was going to see A Quiet Place Part 2, and then like the at the very beginning of the week, and then everything shut down. So like I said earlier, everything shut down Saturday, and I was going to see Quiet Place Part 2 that Monday. So I mean, I had 3 days until I had seen A Quiet Place Part 2, and then the world shut down.
Yeah, I think my biggest thing is South by Southwest. I was supposed to go to that. So, a handful of movies, even though it would have been my first year there, but everyone had kind of said that the slate this year was pretty weak. So I'm almost glad that it was canceled. I mean, sure, I, had plans just thrown by the wayside essentially, but
What
it worked
do you remember
out.
what all was supposed to be shown there besides the Lovebirds? Because I don't remember too many
It
other
was
things.
it was the Lovebirds. It was the Green Knight. It
That's
was
right. Yeah, that was a big one.
that bad trip movie with Eric Andre.
Okay. Yeah, I remember the Green Knight
it's
now.
King of Staten Island. Yeah. It was a handful of movies.
Yeah, I still haven't seen King of Staten Island. I just can't justify renting that movie yet. It comes out on Blu-ray. So doesn't matter.
That's a question I want to ask you guys.
Really?
What do you think of this $20 VOD price for these movies? Because looking at the way everything's happening for the rest of the year, that's probably what's going to happen for these bigger budget ones. Can you justify spending $20 for these movies?
If I can own it.
Yeah, I can't really, because I had a conversation with one of my friends about this, because it's like, so Scoob, it came out on VOD. It was $20 to rent and then $25 to own. I was like, okay, I will, like, whether this movie is good or bad, I will spend the extra $5 because if I'm going to spend at least $20, I want to own it. If you're going out and buying a physical copy of a Blu-ray, they're normally around the $20, $25 mark anyway. So it's like, even with AMC's A-List, which I was a part of, I was only spending $20 a month to go see 3 movies per week. So like, if you saw 2 movies in 1 month, it pretty much paid for itself. So I can't really justify that. If I'm spending at least $20 or higher, I expect to own it.
I agree. That's what I was getting at. As long as I can own it, like I guess it's okay. I mean, that's what it's honestly mainly Universal that's really stuck to the whole you rent it for $20 and then you can't have it after 48 hours.
Alyssa,
Everyone else,
I know that you've dabbled in a few of these. Did you buy, rent? Is $20 too high? What's the deal?
I rented the ones I have mostly because I knew if I'm not a big digital person, owning digital movies. I mean, I have the digital copies of, things that come in Blu-rays, but I don't just buy the digital. Like, I always buy the Blu-ray. And so with Scoob, it was like, I agonized over that a little bit because I was like, I could pay the extra $5, but I was like, I'll just save that $5 and wait. Who knows when I'll eventually buy Scoob on Blu-ray, but I will eventually. And so I was like, it's going to come with a digital copy, like, it is. And so I don't know, if it wasn't for reviewing movies, I would not be buying these things on VOD or renting them on VOD. And so it's just a consequence of this hobby or whatever we want to consider this.
It's a hobby. Come on, give yourself some credit.
And now Scoob's on HBO Max, so it's kind of delayed me even buying the Blu-ray at this point. Like, I own it, and I can also just watch it on HBO Max.
And see, that's the thing is, you guys, Christian, are you a collector? I know that. I mean, look. Alyssa has tons of movies. Tyler has tons of movies. You have a bed.
Another room. They used to be behind me. I did some rearranging in my apartment. But yes, I am a big physical collector when it comes to vinyl records, especially movies. Video games are kind of up in the air right now. Moving into next gen, but that's a different topic. But yeah, I'm a big physical collector when it comes to movies.
So I'm the only one here that doesn't spend money on anything.
I guess so in that regard, yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know what I'm doing with my life.
I was spoiled. I mean, I'll be honest. I was spoiled anyway going to the movies because 99% of the time I got invited to screenings. So like, it's a different kind of idea. So like, I didn't really pay to go anyway. So now I'm like, oh, now I have to pay.
Yeah. All right, Ryan O'Toole in here, great guy. If you could learn a new instrument, what would it be and why? First question, I'm going to throw another one in there. Do any of you know how to play something right now?
Yes.
I can play like 2 things on a guitar if like you had a gun to my head.
Like Smoke on the Water and something else?
Like, yeah, Smoke on the Water and oh Oh, that one Green Day song. I
Is
forget
it
which
American
one.
Idiot or Time of Your Life?
No, it's neither of those.
Oh, well,
There's
they're
little
very
few
basic. So I
Probably
They are.
Basket Case because that one's
basket
easy.
case.
Pretty
ones.
easy.
Basket.
I can go on.
Yeah.
They're one of my favorite bands. So
Me too.
I like them too. But yeah, like American Idiot. I never learned that one. I learned Basket Case and Smoke on the Water. They were like the ones I remembered. But like other than that, like I've never really dabbled in any sort of instruments unless you count like the recorder back in the day.
Oh yeah.
oh,
Everybody
yeah, I
was a
remember
recorder,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were forced. We didn't have a
Elementary
choice.
school.
We're forced.
Oh man. Alyssa, what can you play?
I play guitar, and
Ooh.
I used to play trumpet in high school. I haven't played anything more than like a C scale on it in a long time, but I used to play.
How long have you been playing the guitar?
Well, since I was 15, so 15 years.
Oh man. Okay. Wow.
Pull out that guitar and shred.
Mhm.
That's in
Shred me
another
some
room.
smoke
actually.
on the water. Let's do
I can do
this.
smoke on the water.
No, I don't want to hit. If she's been playing for 15 years, I want something more complex than smoke on
I
the
haven't
water.
been like
I want some Freebird.
I have
I
not.
want-
You don't have those
I've not
calluses
been,
built
I
up.
Belong
Yeah.
by Led
Oh.
Zeppelin.
I was thinking like Master of Puppets. like
I haven't intensively been playing for 15 years. I kind of play and then I don't touch it for a while and then I get on a kick with playing again for a while. And
Christian, what about you? What'd you play if you ever played one?
So I do play guitar. I've been playing since I was about 15, 16.
You
as
guys
well.
should start a band.
It's just 3 guitars.
I tried that with a few friends and none of them were like committed. So
Yeah.
I was like, all right, forget you guys. But if there was a new instrument I would like to play, it would probably be piano. I don't know why. But I feel like if you can learn how to play piano, you can practically play any instrument.
You're gonna get your John Legend on, Christian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Tyler or Alyssa, which new instrument would you guys play then?
I don't mean if I'm picking instruments, maybe drums, just because I think that'd be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say too, because I can do like minor things like dabble on drums, but I think it'd be cool to really do it. Or bass. Like I like bass. I just have never owned one, so I feel like the guitar would transfer like guitar skills.
I think it'd be much.
That's overselling my ability here, but my guitar, whatever, would
Your
maybe
guitar
transfer.
shredding, that's what it is. We're calling it shredding from now on.
That's what I mean. You got to shred, man.
I'm
15
kind
years.
of surprised both of you guys went towards the drums because that's what I grew up playing and I know how to play. I haven't played in a long time. I had like a trap set in high school and stuff, but I always wish I could play the piano or guitar. Those are the two that are cool. Drums, who are you impressing with the drum? Come on.
Well, one of my friends down here, I mean, I live in Nashville, so it's like, a lot of my friends, play downtown or did play downtown. A few of them are drummers, so it's actually really cool. Like, I'm very impressed with the skills that they have, because my dad used to play drums for a bit as well, but never on the level as a few of my friends down here.
I think part of why I've always been skeptical about playing drums is because of whiplash. Because it's like I don't want to deal with that at all. Like not my tempo.
Still
Oh wait,
never
we
seen
got
that
Jared with drums. We got us with guitar. We got
Yes!
Tyler on recorder. I think we need to start.
movie. You know what we got to do?
A
We gotta
movie
take
review.
this-
Viewer
love that
band.
though.
We're taking this on the road, people. We're taking this world tour.
We do.
You gotta do that. You gotta say that. You gotta make sure you always, when you're angry at somebody, you gotta use that line from Whiplash because that's one of like my favorite lines. It's like, turn my pages, bitch.
Oh my jeez.
Oh,
All right.
man.
Ryan from What Were You Watching asked, most overrated Best Picture Oscar winner. Go.
Like ever.
I guess ever.
Ever?
I'm not too familiar. Like, again, I've come into knowing more about film in the last couple years, so I'm not too knowledgeable about
I'm the
everything that's
same way
won.
as you, Jared, for sure.
Yeah,
I
let
would
me
say-
think. I mean, there's so many. I mean, it's like Oscar. I mean, when Oscar being a Best Picture. I mean, the one I can think of off the top of my head, I guess in recent times, is I didn't think Green Book was the best movie.
Thank
but,
you. Thank
but,
you.
I mean, I don't think it was bad. I just don't understand. I didn't think it was Best Picture. I'm trying to think of like Best Picture.
Yeah.
What?
Like,
Green Book for
do you
sure.
have any other ones?
I'm looking it up just to see
What was
beyond the last few years.
Yeah, what was Green Book up against that year? I don't remember.
Ooh,
Um,
what was it up? Was
Green
the
Book
favorite
was
nom-
against, okay, I got it pulled up here. Black Panther, Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favorite, Roma, A Star is Born, and Vice.
Star is
See?
Born was robbed. It was
Yeah.
Well, I don't know
robbed.
about that. I was just like any of the other ones. I mean, I wouldn't have expected it to be Green Book.
Anything besides Green Book or Bohemian Rhapsody, I would have been fine with.
Well, that's another one. Like, why was that in there?
So
Yes.
for
Music.
recent, I found mine.
All right, what is
Birdman.
it? Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I would say Birdman as well.
Went up against Whiplash. We were just talking about that.
Yeah, but I
so.
haven't seen it, so sell me on Whiplash. A guy plays a drum, another guy gets mad. That's the movie, right?
To an extent, yes. Crash is another
I
one
know
was
it's
a big fan
what's
of.
his name, the La La Land man, but
Damien
It's actually
Chazelle.
really
Yeah, there we
good,
go.
though. Yeah.
Damien
I mean,
Chazelle.
it's one that doesn't sound like it should be exciting or like
Mhm.
work on paper, but then you watch it and it's really,
Well,
it's a very visceral movie, right? It's like
How-
super tense and it's really like, oh.
okay, so it's well,
And
because
as a
I've seen the
drummer,
one-
I mean, I feel like you should be.
Well, I don't know. See,
into it.
Drumline has the pinnacle right now. You know, Drumline. They have Petey Pablo in there, Nick Cannon. Like, it can't get much better than that.
Yeah, those are some names from the past.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
like I haven't heard a lot of those names in a while.
Yeah, no one
It's-
did after 2005.
Yeah, looking at like as far as I'm looking at it, and like I guess in semi more recent terms, I think the one that I always stumble upon now that I'm looking at them all again is Crash from 2004.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like- Never was a big fan of Crash, and then it was up against like Capote and like Brokeback Mountain, and it was like I don't know about that. Munich, Steven Spielberg. So I guess I'll just go with those, and also Birdman. I wasn't a big fan of Birdman.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like we could definitely get into a more in-depth conversation if we had prepped for this question, obviously. But yeah,
I like NRE2. I just don't like Birdman.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. I liked it, but now you're saying the other stuff that should have won. Yeah, there's other stuff that stuck with me a little bit more.
I mean, I didn't mind Birdman, but like the
Mhm.
question was overrated, right? And so I just
Yep.
didn't like it quite as much as I think most people did. And so it was,
Same with Green Book for me, and like that,
Yeah.
like same with Birdman and Crash.
Yeah. All right, Toast Media has a question here. Favorite foreign language film? I don't know if you guys have dabbled too much in foreign language films.
You just have it.
Oh,
next to you.
damn.
There she goes.
Damn,
And-
she comes in here hot with one.
Pan's Labyrinth is probably mine as well.
Ooh.
just
Um,
was it within
I'm a-
reach? It worked out.
She was like,
I'm a sucker for Guillermo del Toro. I think a lot of his foreign language films are actually better than his American ones.
So can I have a confession right now? I thought Pan's Labyrinth was the movie from the 80s with David Bowie. I didn't know that until
mean
about 6
Labyrinth?
months. Yes, I thought it was the same movie.
Same.
Oh man,
They're not the same.
no.
Yeah,
Very
so
confusing.
I definitely need to probably watch it.
Pan's Labyrinth's really good. I mean, I'm thinking of like other foreign movies. I mean, Parasite. I guess you could also say Parasite.
Hmm.
Well, another
Parasite.
Del Toro, The Devil's Backbone's really good too.
Devil's Backbone's really good. Kronos, if you're going Guillermo del Toro
That's
again.
what I just had.
Yeah.
Man,
Well,
you
I
guys
all
are-
the same ones from the Criterion Collection. That's
I
why.
know.
But,
Yeah, I know. I'm like just pulling. I'm like, oh, another for Harakiri's pretty good. Keep getting bad
Parasite,
glare off that, but
Old Boy. Old Boy's
The
really
one I'm-
good.
Go ahead, Christian. It looks like you have something.
Oh no, you guys are fine. I mean, aside from like Parasite, I really like Raid and Ray Redemption.
Mm-hmm.
Well, those two,
and,
yeah.
And then I think it was a movie called Shoplifters. I saw
Yeah.
That one was good.
Back.
That was also
yeah.
a good one. But yeah,
Yeah.
Old Boy is another one that's really good. The original, not the Spike Lee remake. But a lot of Bong Joon-ho films, really, in general. A lot of his
Mhm.
foreign films, Mother.
I hear they're very good. I haven't seen his
Yeah.
other ones yet.
A couple of them. I think the one, well, it was Memories of a Murder. They're supposed to be coming to Criterion sometime soon too, along with Parasite. I'm trying to
for
think of other
Parasite.
foreign.
Criterion.
I know that there's one on my list that I need to watch, especially since the sequel is coming out, is Train to Busan. I have not seen
That's
that
another
movie.
one, yeah. Peninsula, that's coming out soon.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do what Alyssa did, and I'm just gonna go to my movie show.
Yeah, that might be easier, right?
I mean, I only can pull from a few letters worth here, but
Are they all alphabetized?
Let me check my
yeah, they go around the room.
Oh wow.
So I've got like some B's, some D's. I had the P's down there because they
Wait, how far does it go?
So how much can you guys see? So you were seeing
We can see
about
right there, yeah.
So
it's like right
that's
there.
almost to the end of one shelf, but it goes this like single shelf goes a bit beyond. But figure I have that size shelf, and there are 5 more of those size bookshelves, and you guys are seeing what? This shelf's your highest. So there's another one above that, and I don't know the bear. I don't know what you can see. The bear shelf. There are 4 shelves below the bear shelf.
Have you done a room tour?
I have not.
You gotta do, because
need
honestly,
to.
watching your videos, I was like, okay, she has quite a few movies. You just blew me away. Where's your bed? Does one of the shelves go down and you have a
this is
bed?
my room. Like I
I
have like a room for my Blu-rays.
Oh my!
And for the
geez.
studio.
Yeah, your studio.
And my music, CDs and stuff. Not my guitar. That's in another room. But
I got you. Well, Zach Pope, like I was on a video with him, and he showed me a little bit of his room. It's like, you know, you only see obviously what's in your frame, but like he was like showing me everything. I'm like, holy crap! It was just so much stuff. Like
it's a toy store.
Yeah, it literally was. I'm like, dude, this is like literally my room. There's like absolutely nothing.
See that's dirty clothes over there.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I got my work computer next there, so that's about it.
Tyler, I don't know if you can hear me. Did you get any more?
Yeah, like Ghost in the Shell. I liked what was it? I just had basically any. Are we counting like Studio Ghibli in general? Like
yes, please.
Studio Ghibli, Godzilla. I'm trying to think of anything else foreign I can think of off the top of my head without thinking too hard. But yeah, I guess I would just. I mean, that's enough answers, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Again, if we had time to prepare, I would.
Oh yeah, you know what? I was gonna say if I'm gonna try doing this every weekend, we'll try to prepare one and just have a full whole long thing. But no, The Hobbit has to say his best or favorite movie of 2020 is The Way Back, featuring Ben Affleck. Did you guys see that one?
I like that one.
Not yet.
It was sad.
It was bad?
It was sad.
Oh, I was like, oh my gosh, he's an alcoholic. It was sad.
That's why it was sad.
Yeah. Ryan O'Toole has to say Hamilton is his favorite, not mine, his favorite movie of the year so far. And yes, I am one of the few who consider it a movie. All right.
I agree with you, Ryan.
That it's good or it's a movie?
Both.
I don't think it's a movie, but you know, you're allowed to think it's a movie.
I understand arguments for both sides.
Mm-hmm.
So
If it's not counted by the Academy, it's not a movie.
That's
well, it's so weird. Alyssa, what do you think it is? Is it a movie or not?
Well, I haven't watched it yet, so I feel like I can't give like a full opinion on whether or not it's a movie. But just based on kind of what it is, that it's a recording of a theatrical presentation, I would opt for no. But I haven't seen it yet, so I
am saying
reserve
no,
the right to
but
change.
I love it, but I'm gonna say no.
I do love it.
The thing is, though, it's weird because it's like, what is a movie? You know, what I record something, is that a movie? I don't know.
Yeah, like, and I've told people, like, I feel like we have to find out what the modern definition of a movie is to kind of figure it out. Because I mean, it gets into a lot of random stuff, but yeah. I mean,
I'd say it's more of a movie than Quibi stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes. There's a lot less production value in Quibi, it seems.
Yeah, but the thing is, every year, if they release a minute, it'll be a movie. So like, you just combine all the episodes.
Yeah.
All right, least liked critic 75. A question for all of you: what is the worst? Because Netflix does have some stinkers. What is the worst Netflix movie so far, according to you?
I thought for a second the question was going to be my least liked critic. I was like, okay, all right, we're just going into it, aren't we? But
We're diving in. Yeah, we're
Really
diving
into
in
the
on
weeds.
people right now.
as far as worst Netflix movies like ever, I mean that's kind of hard. But
Maybe Tall Girl, like that's one that comes to
well,
mind.
that's up there. The Kissing Booth is up there. Coffee and Kareem. The wrong. Most of the Happy Madison movies.
Yeah.
The How It Ends was really lame. Speaking of Theo James again, that was really bad.
You love that guy.
Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff I don't like. That's how I remember him.
You're like, hey, another Theo James one. Let's watch this one.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other Netflix movies that I've seen, like off the top of my head, that I didn't really like.
What about either of you two?
I don't watch enough Netflix movies to really have a good
Confidential
sense of
was
it.
pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that was Spencer Confidential is not a really great one either.
Yeah, they're like Tyler said, there's a lot of.
I was gonna say there's just so many movies. I don't know. I don't know where to start. You know, that's why.
I didn't even like Lovebirds all that much. I mean, I thought it was okay, but yeah.
Lovebirds.
That's the worst,
that's true too. I wouldn't lump that in the worst I've ever seen from
Yeah.
Netflix, but I was underwhelmed by it.
I
Yeah,
agree.
that's kind of how I feel. And again, it sounds like, some of it was maybe chopped up, cut out. Who knows what happened with that? But I have been dabbling in a lot more Netflix lately.
Yeah, you're like the king of Netflix now.
I'm like, give me them Netflix movies.
Like you're literally just like Netflix this, Netflix that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, give me it all. Yeah, Coffee and Kareem and Spencer Confidential for probably this year of movies. I think that there's been a handful over the years that I've watched, and I'll be like, actually, I make this rule now where if I'm 10 minutes in and it's not doing anything, I just turn it off. So there's been some that I've only watched 10 minutes of. But that means I watched the movie.
It
on
counts a
Netflix.
view.
Yes, it counts as a view. I put it on my letterbox.
It's your
Yeah, you
fault,
watched
Jared.
I
You're
know.
boosting all these
Dang
bad
it.
movies.
That's where all these sales.
I wasn't too big on Bright either, as I'm thinking about more Netflix movies over the years. Bright, I wasn't a big fan of Bright.
That was like their big tent pole for a while.
It was, and then like it kind of just fell apart with like their like bad story, and then like everyone bad that was like involved with it.
The thing is, I think there's a plethora of, you can say just kind of, I wouldn't say garbage, but there's junk. You dive in through you just keep clicking down and find stuff in Netflix, and you're like, when did this ever come onto the platform? What are some, I'm going to reverse this. What's like one that you went into expecting nothing and it was just a joy? It was one of your favorites. It was a great watch that you would recommend on Netflix? Because for myself,
for a
always
movie?
be my maybe. Yeah. Always be my maybe.
Yeah, always been my maybe. Yeah, that was a good one.
I think that's a good example of that. Yeah, because I mean, it looked like it. I mean, I'm not a huge rom-com kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it did help that Keanu Reeves was in it, but
Was Theo James in it too?
I think he missed the cut for that one. But yeah,
dang it.
Always Be My Maybe is definitely one. How It Ends, though, he isn't How It Ends, and it is a horrible, horrible Netflix movie, and people keep watching my review of it, and I don't know why. Audience members.
Oh man. Christian, you got a good one, a pro, a con,
Yeah. This actually might be the last question I'll be able to answer because I
Okay.
gotta hop on and record this other thing. But I would say at first, Klaus, because like I didn't watch the trailer or anything. I heard about it and I saw like a few screenshots, and it kind of just looked like a basic, just like kids Christmas story. But it was like a lot more than that, and I actually really liked the animation, and I believe it was hand drawn. And I was like, okay, this is actually really, really good. So it actually surprised me.
That's a good one to have. The other, speaking of animation, you saying that reminded me of the other one. It was like I Lost My Body. I think that was that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one was a big surprise.
That was another one that was actually surprising. Then it ended up being like nominated for like awards and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For
See,
sure.
they definitely. I mean, they're throwing money at a lot of people, but they're getting those gems every now and then. Christian, before you go, you want to throw your plugs out and stuff, and then we'll answer a few more questions. The three of us.
Yeah, so you can we have a podcast, Film Optics, Optics with an X. You can find us on any major podcast platform. Minus Sirius XM, unfortunately. I don't know how you get on there, but
No love for a
You
series.
gotta know a guy.
you got to know right. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Film Optics, again with an X, and you can follow me on my personal Twitter, Music City Nerd. And yeah, we're about to go record some Xbox game showcase stuff. So
You're gonna talk about the showcase.
yeah.
Yep, yeah.
Have fun, I suppose. I know you were a lot more positive on it than I was.
Yeah, I think Brett's going to join us. I know he's the opposite way, which is fine because I want to get, people's.
Well, yeah, you want to have opposing opinions just to have like a
Not
view of
everyone's
everything.
like, oh, it's great. All right, well, that's the podcast. Bye, everybody.
So yeah, people, his links, his Twitter, and the link tree for all of his podcast is literally everywhere. It's probably on Crackle. Who knows? Like all of his
that'll
links
be
are in
the
the
day.
description.
Everywhere
So
but
go
Sirius
follow.
XM. That's
Yeah.
what
Except Sirius, yeah. All right. Anyways, Christian, thank you so much for jumping on, man.
Well, nice meeting you, Alyssa.
Nice meeting you too.
Yeah. All right. See you
In
guys
person,
later.
or sorry, as
Almost.
close
In
as
person, on
as
video,
in person
right
as we
here.
could do.
On VOD, PVOD. There we go. See you guys.
Yeah, see ya. All right, we're going to answer a few more because I don't want to keep you guys all day, obviously. Ronald E. Smith dropping into the show some love and respect to Jared for 4K. Yes, I just hit a number. This guy...
I thought maybe you were like in 4K resolution.
No, I'm not that high tech yet. I was
Congrats on
looking
4K resolution there.
I was looking at one of those cam links, Elgato cam links, but I don't know if I can force myself to pay that much money for that yet. My only question is, and this applies to all of you as well, what is something that you all hope to achieve in your YouTube career and why?
Oh, that's a tough one. I'll let one of you guys go first.
Alyssa, if you have anything, I will give you the floor. Otherwise, I will try to hobble my nonsense together into something coherent.
I don't have anything structured either, so
I have no goals.
no.
This is it,
I guess my immediate goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I am like 27 subscribers away from that at this point. Or I don't know, I haven't looked in a few hours.
So the 11 of you watching, her link is in the description. Go and subscribe to her channel.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
But okay, aside from that goal that's going to happen in a week, let's be real, it'll happen. Where do you see it then? Because I know you came on my podcast a while ago and we talked about kind of your entry into this and whatnot. Like, where do you see this going, or what kind of bigger goal in mind do you have?
Well, it's kind of weird with the way things are right now with the pandemic, because I don't know, like I feel like I need to be more coherent and put this together better. But I don't know. I don't know. I want to. I guess I want to talk about more variety of movies, and I think actually the way the pandemic has kind of rolled into this is going to allow for that, because we're gonna have like a lot of time here where there's not going to be anything new, so I can kind of dive into things that I otherwise probably wouldn't have been able to with just trying to keep up with new releases. So I think trying to broaden that, and for me at least, I really like talking to people and like in the comment section and all that. So I think just kind of strengthening for the most part. Strengthening.
Even your friendly bot friend.
Yeah, Grant Bot from Philly.
Grant from Philly.
Grant from Philly. But non-bots, I like talking to them for the most part. So I don't know. I'd like to keep expanding. Obviously, the 1,000 subscribers is going to be nice. It'll be nice to be able to be monetized. So that'll be hopefully shortly after that, because I still need like 500 or 400 hours of watch time, I think, to hit the 4,000. But I don't know. So right now, like I'm kind of focused on the more immediate goal, I guess. And then once I hopefully reach that, I can think of something a little bit broader.
Hit there, and then just like cross that one off on your little like sticky note, and then draw a new one or write down a new one or whatnot. Tyler, what about yourself?
I guess more along the same thing. I mean, other than the 1,000 subscriber thing, I guess I'll just say 2000, just because that's the closer one that I'm to than 1000. But
You don't want to lose all of yours and go back down to 1,000?
I hope not. Is that
Yeah, no.
like, oh, you lost 1,000 subscribers, you're back to being not monetized or some hoopla like that. But yeah, just continuing the discussion of talking about movies, series, unboxings, all this, trailer reactions, just talking like nerd stuff, movies, pop culture, and all that, and just like having a dialogue about it is always one of the things I enjoy. And injecting some humor in some way, because I don't go all out with the skits and all that like you, but I try to inject at least
Get that
humor.
green screen.
I know. I've done some things for videos in the past, but never to the lengths that you go as far as green screens and outfits and all that to a degree.
Just don't start, because then you can't stop, because people expect that from you. So now I'm just stuck.
That's also true.
I'm stuck. For myself, probably. I mean, I've been trying to do that, like, cool, my numbers are going up and whatnot. I would love for this to be a career and be able to get paid for a hobby, essentially. I mean, we're all doing it.
Paid enough anyways, because like we make enough. You and I, we make money, but we don't make like livable wage money.
It paid to go to the movies. That's basically
what I mean. Like, we can pay to go like a very small trip, but that's it.
But I think just kind of working on bringing more people over, bringing in, being a better interviewer almost in this roundabout way, because like my podcast is more of an interview style, but I also want to do more of this because we're going to be in this situation for a while. So I want to bring people on. I want to hang out with people. I want more voices to be heard, and also just like, just talk, because again, Alyssa, you had kind of mentioned where, you're talking to people in the comments and stuff. I like the more like instant feedback where we're just having a dialogue here, or because sometimes, you'll get a comment from 3 weeks ago and then you post on it and then they don't post back ever, or they post back 6 months from then, and it's just like, what is going on here?
Before, and I feel bad because like I remember one time I realized I didn't reply to a comment from a ranking, because someone new commented on a ranking I did, and then I saw I didn't reply to somebody from like 6 months ago, and then like I replied.
They're like, "Whoa, this is still active?"
And then they replied back like immediately, and then I felt extra bad because it's like you were just waiting.
Oh no. You left. They were sitting by the phone, and they're just like, "Did he see it yet?"
Oh, the worst is when. No, you go.
I was just saying that does remind me. You saying the waiting by the phone reminded me of more movies I like that were foreign. If the person had asked me, because I liked a lot of J horror films like Audition and Ju-on and Dark Water and all of this stuff. But yeah, that was it.
Yeah, I feel like you're the horror guy when like to me it's obscure horror, but I guess it's like prestige horror or whatever, right?
I would say Audition and Ju-on and Dark Water and all them. Basically, all of those movies have had like American remakes, so a lot of those are like somewhat popular, at least in Japan.
All right, we're gonna round this out with a couple quick ones, and then obviously plugs and everything from you guys. A quick one here. What do you guys prefer here? Question of the century: Mexican food or Chinese food? Go.
Mexican food.
Probably Mexican.
Ooh.
I'm part Mexican. I don't really talk about it too much, but I like Mexican food.
All right, there we go. I had Chinese earlier, and I had Mexican on Friday, but oh god, that's tough. Can I mix the two? Can I have like orange chicken nachos?
No.
Okay, dang it. I'm gonna go with Mexican then.
That sounds weird.
That sounds so good. Get some fried rice on there, a little bit of that, with some queso. Oh.
You please make that and post it on social media.
Okay, I will. I love to cook. I do weird things in the kitchen, so
I just can only imagine picturing like this this concoction you just made me picture, and I could just see people being like, "What the heck is that, Jared? What's wrong with you?"
Yeah, funny story. Like, when you go to college, alcohol is involved. So I would come home after the bars and make food, and I always pictured it as the episode of Chopped, where they're like, you have cream cheese, you have this, now go. So it was drunk Chopped, and no lie, My roommates can attest to it. I made something. They don't remember what it was. I don't remember what it was, but it was the best thing we've ever eaten in our lives. Mind you, it could have been 2:30 in the morning and things making us think it was the best thing we've ever had in our life. All right. I don't think we let's see here. I want to get one really good one before we finish this one out. Strains of weed ranked. I don't smoke weed, so I would not know that one.
I wouldn't even know where. I wouldn't even know to start with something like
the
this.
green stuff. Seth had to say I do weird things in the kitchen. Okay. I don't know. I'm trying to think. You know what? I'm just gonna ask you guys. What is something? What have you learned through your time on YouTube? One main thing that you've learned.
People get really angry if you don't like X-Men stuff. Because a lot of people got really mad at me because I thought the Dark Phoenix trailer was just okay.
The Dark Phoenix trailer.
Yeah, well, I mean, other than that, I guess I would just say that there are a lot more people that care about movies on YouTube in general than I thought, when I started, because I thought it was going to be, I thought there was going to be nobody that watches anything I put out, and I've been quite lucky.
Oh, yeah. What about you, Alyssa? What have you learned in these times?
Well, what are we talking? Are we talking about learned of other people, of human nature, or learned in terms of being on YouTube and trying to?
Well, you got it quite rough, to be honest. Sadly, seeing some of the annoying comments that you get, that someone like Jared and I don't really get. Like I know that it's one of the annoying things that comes with being a female creator in a male-dominated space.
Yeah.
I want to stay positive, so let's not steer into the human nature one because I think we all know where that one goes. What's the latter of the two?
I guess so maybe like a positive personal one for me is I guess I learned that well, I guess it's kind of the same as what Tyler was saying, that like I'm surprised that as many people are like interested in other people's opinions of things. Like, I guess, and I mean, sometimes it's people want their own opinions parroted back to them, but staying positive. I think it's amazing that there's this many people out there that want to talk about movies, want to listen to random people from around the world talk about movies. So I guess I've learned that there is a variety of people out there that have a variety of opinions.
It's crazy. When you look at like your stats and you see like the world chart of like people, like all the different random places in the country, in the different countries that watch your videos, and you think like, why is some dude in like the middle of nowhere in Europe watching me talk about a movie?
Yeah, I think that like obviously I'm seconding everything you guys said, but the whole like. I don't think I ever thought that I would be, just for example, talking to you two, states away, still in the same country, but there's people in Australia, there's people in Europe, there's people everywhere that I've become essentially friends with,
same.
Talk movies with, text message. It's weird. I mean, we're all part of a Facebook group chat. Mind you, my phone usually dies because you guys keep talking in there all the time in the cinema.
Only every now and then.
Yeah, every now and then.
We had a good chat going on about Zack Snyder being Jesus earlier.
Yeah, every now and then I'll open it up and I'm like, oh, I missed 35 messages in 2 minutes. What's going on? I think. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I was impressed. Zack Snyder, Jesus, and
yep.
That, and I want to know what his setup is for his videos because it looks really nice.
Very crisp. He is in 4K, sir. He is.
That's what I mean. Like, I need to know what his setup is. Share the details, Zack Snyder. I want to know what your setup is. It's gorgeous. I want to emulate it.
One last one, we missed it here. Reaction Life 21 has to say, did you hear the news that Netflix has greenlit Kissing Booth 3 since 2 and 1 are such a success, and it was filmed in secret, apparently, coming out 2021. You guys have thoughts about the Kissing Booth cinematic universe?
That is actually something in the group chat that I mentioned as well, because I was like, God is punishing us by continuously making these kissing booth movies.
Have either of you guys watched these?
I watched the first one. It was okay, I guess, in some regards. And the second one, I was going to watch and review, and then I saw it was 2 hours and 10 minutes, and I said no.
I was honestly only aware of them because of the group chat, so I've never seen them.
I figured you would be watching it, Jared. You're like the Netflix king. Like that's where you draw the line, kissing booth.
Actually, the thing is, that sounds like the first one, cheesy rom-com, whatever. It sounds like it's up my alley. I was out of town. I was camping and whatnot this weekend, so I might watch it if I don't have it. I got to finish a few things after this, but I'm just curious because I'm assuming, and again, I have not watched this, I'm assuming a girl becomes friends, unlikely friend with a guy. They start a kissing booth. At the end, they wind up together. But where does the sequel go if they wind up together? Do they break up next summer?
I can give you a quick summary of the movie.
At least give me the cliff notes. Otherwise, I'll watch 2 minutes of it and review it.
And why it's called the kissing booth. They set up a kissing booth. It's this girl and this guy. They're like lifelong best friends, and they made like a bunch of rules. And one of the rules was like you can't date like their family members or whatever. So Joey King and whatever that guy's name was, I forget what it is. But they're friends, and then they set up this kissing booth thing, and Joey King's friend's brother is like a super hot guy. He's like the super hot guy from Euphoria. I forget his name, Jacob something. But he's a super hot guy, and they set up this kissing booth, and they were going to set up Joey King to kiss some like super nerd because she's blindfolded, so she can't see who kissed her. Mm-hmm. And he steps in the way and kisses her then they have their moment where they start falling in love for each other. And it's like, you're not supposed to be dating. You're trying to date my brother. And it's like angry. Why are you trying to date my brother? Secret kind of relationship stuff. And then at the tail end of the movie, he goes off to college, and that was the end of the movie because like they're gonna try and have like a long distance relationship, basically.
Watch the sequel, people. Watch the
Tyler.
sequel.
You seem to know that so well. Theo James must be in it.
Yes,
I was going to review. I told you I was going to review the movie, and then I saw 2 hours and 10 minutes as a runtime, and I said no, I'm going to sleep. It was like 3 a.m. I was like, no thanks.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Last thing, mainly movies. Alyssa, does this sound familiar to you? Shout out, thanks for making the best movies tourney.
Yep, yeah, that's going to be a thing on Larry's channel.
Oh, okay.
So I just consolidated some information for the people who are going to be a part of that.
So this brings me to a great point. We're going to wrap this up and whatnot, but thank you, both of you, obviously, for joining in. I send out calls way too late usually, so I'm thank you. But what's coming to your channel? Where can people find you? What's going on? Again, I have all of your stuff in the description, but pitch to people and whatnot. Tyler,
would you like
Alyssa,
first,
whoever.
I'll go first.
You can
Tyler,
go, Tyler.
You can go first.
As far as what's coming up on the channel, I don't have anything like definitively set in stone. Because like the world in general doesn't have a plan set in stone, so we kind of abide by the world and what releases. But I may try and do something Umbrella Academy related this upcoming week, just because that's the big release, and I'm actually looking forward to season 2. Movie reviews. I mean, whenever there's a movie that I care about, I know that I'm going to probably review some movies in August, as far as like. The one and only Ivan on Disney Plus.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of like what do I have thumbnails for that I can't remember.
Wait, you have your thumbnails done already?
I make my thumbnails like a month in advance, so I don't have. Oh my
gosh! I wish I had that kind of preparation.
I have thumbnails for movies that that have been delayed. I have one for New Mutants. I have one for Quiet Place because I was supposed to see it a couple days before, and I have one for St. Maud. I actually have a review from St. Maud I can't post.
Scoop.
American Pickle comes out, so that'll be another one. That the tax collector. I'm trying to think of. Yeah, I'm looking at my thumbnails that I'm not going to show anyone because I don't want to spoil anything. But yeah, those maybe an unboxing. But you can find me on at basically anything as far as YouTube, my name, and then Twitter and Instagram at It's Tyler Calvert if you want to talk more about other things besides just the movies. Movie news, pop culture stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right, Alyssa, how about yourself?
So coming up on my channel, I've got kind of 2 review series concurrently running right now. And so I've been doing a Bond franchise series since January. And so I'm up to, I don't even know what's going to be posting next week. It'll be my Brosnan era ranked.
Ooh.
Will be next Friday. But I'll have Fridays have kind of turned into my James Bond days. So it's going to be the Brosnan era ranked coming up, then Casino Royale, and working my way through the Craig era. And Tuesdays, right now, I'm in the midst of a Conjuring Universe review series, which was in preparation for The Conjuring 3, but I was already like more than halfway through the series, so I'm just going to finish it out, even though Conjuring 3 isn't coming till June.
Yes.
But so Tuesday's going to be The Nun, and then after that, Curse of La Llorona, and Annabelle Comes Home. And I'll probably be doing reviews for the Bill and Ted movies leading up to Bill and Ted 3.
Yeah, that one too. That's another one I didn't mention.
And beyond that, I'm not quite sure yet because my year plan that I had for all my reviews has been very disrupted.
Yeah,
so I gotta think a little bit on that.
Yeah, you just talking about your Bond stuff and Conjuring, it's like, yeah, all of that got moved, so you either just stick with it or just completely extend it out somehow.
Yeah.
You could post like one Daniel Craig Bond review like every month or every other month.
But yeah, so that's what's coming. So you can find me at Mainly Movies. So that's mainly with an E, like the state of Maine, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the social medias.
Yep. And both of their links or YouTube channels and Twitters are down in the description. I will probably add Instagrams if they would like me to, but we will talk about that after we go off of live or whatever. What's coming to my channel every Tuesday night, JBuck Live, a live news show, shenanigans. I keep saying that new sponsors have bought ads for the show. I haven't made those commercials. Spoiler, they're fake commercials. They're me. I just haven't been motivated to make the stuff.
I am shocked.
I know, right? Spoiler. But then, yes, Umbrella Academy stuff this week, and I think another Netflix movie. So stay tuned for all of that stuff. Again, weekly Q&As. We're going to try doing this every week. If people like this are great enough to come over and, chat for a while, again, thank you, both of you. And we'll be doing some of this stuff next week, maybe some fresh faces. Otherwise, you got to deal with just myself next week. So anyways, Mainly Movies, Tyler, Alyssa, thank you guys so much for joining us, and we are out of here.